Hello everybody, welcome to our channel Lean and Scat in the Philippines.
In the Philippines,
How are you?
rainy season.
Rainy season, yeah. So rainy season, so today is suspended the classes in the half. It's almost half day. We're still almost half day are no classes. So anyway guys, how's everyone? Hope everyone are safe. Here in the Philippines is rainy season, so yeah, most a lot of rain. What can you say about
Rain.
Mhm.
That's about it. Rain.
About the rain? So less, no more hot anymore.
So what are we going to talk about today?
Oh, we talk about age gap. Mhm.
Scientifically.
Scientifically.
So today we're going to, the story we come across. Here's the ideal age difference for a truly solid couple, according to science. And this is by Brian
Mhm.
Foster.
Mm-hmm.
You want to read?
You read.
Yeah. So what's the ideal age gap for a lasting relationship? A study published in the Journal of Population Economics analyzed the relationship of over 3,000 couples over several years to determine the impact of age differences on relationship satisfaction. The findings were revealing as the age gap between partners increases, relationship satisfaction tends to decrease.
Decrease.
In simple terms, couples with a larger age difference are statistically less likely to have long-lasting, happy relationships than those with closer age ranges.
Mhm.
So what's your thought on that?
It means like oh really? That's their studies in science. Yeah, maybe in my
Well, we're 20 years.
yeah there the couples what call this one when we having relationship like that the partners are increased but the relationship is not established, it become decrease, so it means not longer. Is that mean?
No, it says the findings were revealing as age gap between partners increases, relationship satisfaction tends to decrease. So that means like I'm older, I'm 20 years older than you. If we don't, well, we'll learn as we read some more.
Okay.
So 0 to 3 years, the perfect age difference. Interestingly, the study found that the happiest and most stable couples had an age difference of 0 to 3 years.
Uh-huh.
Those couples were more likely to report high levels of relationship satisfaction, which translated into stronger resilience during difficult times. It seems that small age gaps allow couples to share similar interests, goals, and lifestyles, factors that help them weather the challenges life thrown at their way. So they say because they're closer in age, they have the same types of interests, same goals, and same lifestyle.
Yeah, that's why that's.
So what about us? We're 20 years.
I mean, I don't know, but in that age,
We don't have the same interests.
we don't have the same interest.
We don't have the same goals. And we definitely don't have the same lifestyles. But the lifestyle thing doesn't have anything to do with our age. It has to do with you lived here in the Philippines your whole life, and I lived in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
But the interests and the goals, as far as age gap goes, I understand that.
Yeah.
Because, like I said,
yeah, I know.
You can have long term goals. You're 44, and I'm 64, so I have shorter goals,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
As far as interest goes, you especially in music, you like this type of music, and I like that type of music.
Of course.
We grew up in different age differences. I grew up in the 60s and 70s. You grew up in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, and of course we are different country. Of course, different.
Right.
Yeah. It depends the culture or where you're from, right?
Sometimes depends on what it is.
Okay. Good.
So this doesn't mean that larger age gaps are always doomed to fail. While the study shows a trend, it's important to remember that relationship success is about more than just age. Many couples with larger age gaps thrive due to compatibility, shared values, and mutual respect.
Mm-hmm.
So, because of that other things we don't match up on because of our age gap,
Mm-hmm.
they say that because of our age gap, we can thrive on compatibility and shared values. Now, these studies, I don't think did people that were in age gap relationships from other countries too much because
Or
we don't have the shared values. We have
different
different
countries.
values when it comes to things.
Mhm.
We have compatibility. We have compatibility, but um,
It
the mutual
depends.
respect. I think we have mutual respect. It's just we look at things. You know, in the States you say tomato, tomato.
What's that mean?
Well, tomato, but some people pronounce it as tomato. Tomato, tomato. Does it mean different things? No, it doesn't. It's just said differently. That's a compatibility with us is that you like fish, I don't. I'm just trying to think, stuff
Yeah.
like that,
Okay.
Um, I don't
But
know, what else can you think of that?
yeah, but it's not mean that you don't like fish and I like fish. We are not compatible. It's not, you know?
Right,
Yeah.
right. But there is quite a few things that we don't blend with. We don't blend on.
Um,
So age can be a barrier, but it's not the only one. It's clear that age differences can influence relationship stability. They are just one piece of the puzzle. The study suggests that the differences stemming from age, like varying interests or life goals, can sometimes create tension. However, these challenges aren't insurmountable if the couple is willing to work through them together. With that said, the factors that influence relationship success are numerous, from communication and emotional support to shared ambitions. These elements often matter more than age. Couples who are willing to understand and accommodate each other's differences, regardless of age, are more likely to thrive in the long run.
mhm. Yeah. I think, no? Communication and emotional support, ambitions, the the relationship can success like that. Not totally, I think.
Well, like we said all along, communication is a big thing in our
Yeah,
relationship because we're from two different countries, speak two different languages.
but it's
So
not.
communicating in the right way. Like a lot of times I misunderstand what you say and you misunderstand or you misinterpret what I say. Even though you speak English with a different understanding than the way I speak English.
Uh-huh.
So that can be a factor that causes
Yeah, a
fights and
little bit. Yeah.
arguments and disagreements.
Yeah.
Emotional
Yeah.
support,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
shared ambition. I don't know if we share the same ambitions, just because of our age gap causes that to be different.
Yeah. Different ambitions.
You know,
Mhm. The
and it says these often matter more than age. I agree with that. I think age can have something to do with it if you look back on it. Like I said, I grew up in the '60s and '70s. You grew up in the '80s and '90s. Different lifestyles, but you also grew up in the province. I grew up in the city. So that
yeah.
has nothing to do with age in a way, but it does.
Mm-hmm.
So finding balance, similarities versus differences. So how can you ensure a lasting relationship regardless of age? The key lies in finding the right balance between similarities and differences. Shared experiences, emotional compatibility, and personal growth can bridge the gap, even when there is significant age difference. Ultimately, it's up to the couple to determine what works for them and to nurture a relationship that makes them both feel valued and supported. In the end, science provides valuable insights, but love and the way we nurture it it is is still the most important factor in determining the longevity of a relationship. Whether you're with someone close to your age or significantly older or younger, it's the emotional connection and the effort you put into the relationship that will matter the most. And I agree with that.
Yeah.
But to me, with all this science stuff, I don't know if they're factoring in the matter of two people from two different countries.
Yeah. But if the yeah, if the same countries are not,
Same countries, you can find stability, you can find things to talk about that are the same. The things that go on in the United States, if I was with a girl from the United States, even if she was 20 years younger than me, she would understand what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
Whereas you're from the Philippines, you have no idea what I'm talking about, and vice versa. You talk about the Philippines, I don't know what you're talking
Yeah.
about, right?
Mhm.
So that makes a big difference. I don't think they factored into this.
No. So the best is love can what called factor is that
Factor what?
all those type of what call this one those all the connection all of that.
Well, you have to love each other, but you have to respect each other. You have to communicate with each
Yeah,
other.
that's why you love her because you have respect. Huh?
Yeah,
No?
yeah.
If you don't have love, you don't respect. If you
Well, you
don't
can have love, but you can have no respect also.
huh?
You can have no communication also.
If you don't have love, yeah.
No, I said if you can have love and then still not have that other stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Maybe temporary, but if you don't have
Well,
love,
yeah,
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 temporary.
because without communication, you're not going to last very long.
Communication and love.
No communication,
Huh?
communication
Oh.
and respect.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, guys coming over here to the Philippines from the United States or whatever country, just for an example, for me, like if I wanted to sit down and watch football on Sundays, you'd have no idea what the hell I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be like, "What are you doing? Why are you just sitting there watching these games all day long? Because they go on all day." And the same with you. You whatever you do, if it's a Philippines thing, I don't understand it. Over time, we learn to understand it, though. If you take the time to learn, if you love somebody, you're going to take the time to learn to understand that person because you want to be with that person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You understand. You want to understand the differences, and just because like it would be the same in the States if I was with a girl from the States. I might like football, and then when I watch football on Sunday, she doesn't like football.
Mm-hmm.
So then she goes does her own thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But so what you're feeling about the whole thing?
The whole thing is like this for me is yeah, communication and love. And because of the communication, you know each other through communication. And the more you have communication, the more you understand each other.
I don't know about that.
We feel that.
The more she
Why?
speaks English, the less I know.
So yeah, I think, but age gap is doesn't matter because how you communicate each other and how
Well, I think it matters, but I don't think it matters.
not a
Like
little.
out of the 100%, I think matters maybe 10% of it.
Yeah, something like that. But
There's so much more involved. I mean, a relationship is a relationship. I don't care if you're both from the same city, state, country, wherever you're from. Uh, love is love, respect, communication is right. It's got to be at the top, right?
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
this long.
not the age difference.
Yeah, that's the age. Love communication. Mm.
Anyway, we done?
Yeah,
All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by.
yeah. If you have some comments, you can comment down below, and of course, guys, don't skip the ads. Thank you so much for the love and support our channel. Thank you, and we really appreciate to all of you. Be safe and God bless everyone.
Peace.